Hi, sweeties. How are you doing? Welcome to Naya Sim. Thank you so much for the support. I don't know how to talk about this, but I am really sick and tired of this administration, and it is actually getting on my nerves. I am not going to lie to you about it. Waking up to see videos of your president having a round table talking about how January 6th, the people deserve reparations. And I am asking reparations for what? What did they do? Now, it feels like they are not even getting any break because each time my people wake up, there is something waiting for them. And that hurts so bad. Sometimes I don't know how you people manage it, but sometimes I cannot even manage it because I am tearing up that my own people are yet to get their reparations. People that they enslaved for how many years? People that built the country. And tell me how January 6th are the ones that deserve reparations. But I think this is one of those bits you get to see online because you all already know how this present administration is anti people that look like me. They've been poking because they want to see you out. But we are still, Black people will continue to see this particular one out. White people, Asians, Cubans, like all of you, go and do your job because this is the mess you all created. Let's get into this video.
My name is Mario, and I'm tired of the bullshit. You cannot convince me that the United States of America is not an anti-Black racist country. Trump floats the possibility of compensation for January the 6th rioters. The people who stormed the Capitol, the people who smeared human shit all over the walls in the Capitol, the people who brought in Confederate flags into the Capitol, the people who broke windows, broke doors, crashed through barricades, the people who assaulted police officers, both Capitol Police and DC Metro Police officers who were there, leading to the unaliving of about 4 or 5 of those officers days or weeks later. They get reparations for throwing a fucking childlike temper tantrum because their candidate did not win the last election. Do you know who got reparations after the Civil War? The slave-holding Confederate traitors. That's who got reparations. All Black people got was about 10 years of peace and federal protection. When Black people asked for reparations for slavery and Jim Crow and racist hiring practices and racist housing practices and racist schooling practices, at best, we get another commission to look into it. White people, in particular white conservatives, can do harm to this country and they will get paid for it. Make it make sense. Those people will be lauded as patriots and martyrs. Meanwhile, my heroes will ever be painted as terrorists and criminals, or their mission, their speeches, their actions, their deeds, and all that type of stuff will be bastardized and whitewashed until you don't even recognize these people anymore. I am so tired of this fucking country. I am so tired of the utter disrespect that Black people have to endure all of the time. I'm so tired of spoiled white conservatives always being treated with kid gloves and getting their fucking way. And I'm so tired of white folks and their minority bootlickers who thinks this type of stuff is cool. Over and over, you ask us to trust you. Over and over, you try to convince us that we live in a post-racial society. Over and over again, you try to gaslight us into thinking that, no, we're crazy. You're not the racist. We're crazy. Yet over and over again, you keep proving us right. This always happens. Anyway, y'all be peace.
Black people, don't fucking do it. This shit right here, it's a setup, bruh. They're waiting for y'all to riot and protest so this motherfucker has an excuse to declare martial law. So Keep sitting this out. Let the white people handle this one. It's their fault that we are in this mess. Let them fix that shit. That is all. Good fucking morning. Happy motherfucking Thursday.
In today's episode of How Can We Rage Bait the Black Americans, Donald Trump is considering reparations for the January 6th insurrectioners. Yep, you heard that correctly. Reparations for the January 6th insurrectioners.
Well, he was asked about the possibility of reparations for people involved with January 6th. Listen.
Is there any talk of, because they lost opportunity, they lost income, any kind of compensation fund?
Well, there's talk about that. We have a lot of people talk about it. A lot of the people that are in government now talk about it because a lot of the people in government really like that group of people. They were patriots as far as I was concerned. I talk about them a lot. They were treated very unfairly.
This makes me curious how law enforcement, like police unions and firefighter unions who supported him during his campaign and voted for him, feel about him now. Like, because these people threaten police officers with like weapons, they beat them, they had pipe BOM, BS, all kinds of things. And then as soon as Donald Trump got in office, he defunded the 9/11 fund, which was a federally funded program that was to take care of the first responders that responded on 9/11 for the rest of their lives. He immediately defunded that, him and Elon Musk. And so it just makes me like, it makes me wonder how law enforcement and first responders who, like I said, their union, you know, they all came out in support of Donald Trump during his campaign. They voted for him. Like, where are you now? Like, how do you feel about this man now? And I'm sure that just like, you know, veterans for Trump and Cubans for Trump, both of those groups have been negatively affected by his policies since he took office. And yet, there are a lot of people who belong to those specific groups who still continue to support him, even though his policies very negatively affect their lives. So I'm sure there will be, you know, there will still be law enforcement and first responders who will still support him because that's just how a cult works. But I just hope you guys are taking note that in the event that his supporters decide to do something to harm you, you know, even if you are a police officer or a first responder, they will not face any consequences.
So this is crazy. Oh my goodness. So I just want to take a second for all my federal black agents out there. I just want to ask them, for all the people who are talking about hashtag cut the check family, that's a trick bag family. Okay, we need tangibles, family. That's what we need. We need tangibles. And sit the couch 2024, all those goofy, uneducated, COINTELPRO Negroes out there, okay, who are now, their government check has passed. Okay, the FBI, CIA told them, good job, keep it up. I'm just curious, are y'all happy? Are y'all happy with the blood money you took? All this goofy stuff about Kamala, she not black. She making collard greens in the bathtub. I can't vote for her. I can't vote for a woman. Are y'all happy right now? Is this what y'all wanted? Because this interview is comedy. This interview is poetic justice for all these simpletons out there, all those black agents, because this man is doing an interview stand up for this administration. And the conversation steers towards January 6th and Ashley Babbitt. Now, for those you don't know, Ashley Babbitt was one of those cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs people that believed the election was stolen and ran on the ground, urinating on the walls. They were breaking through windows and barriers, assaulting officers. That's what January 6th was. We saw what this country is comprised of. We saw who the majority of this country, what it represents. And that's a perfect example, okay? All the foolishness that they wanted to stereotype black people, that was just bon appetit. And we saw how it was represented afterwards. He was part of that crew. Now, Trump goes on to say, the president, I won't even say Trump because it doesn't have the same impact. The president of the United States goes on and calls Ashley Babbitt. He says he's a big fan of Ashley Babbitt. I kid you not. Now, I'm not gonna lie, this is cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, okay? This is absolutely deranged because you all know how the Republican Party is all about, oh, cops and officers, we gotta back the blue. Do you remember all this? They don't care about officers. They don't care about the police. The only time they care about the police is when they're killing black people. That's when they become pro-officers, right? Monday through freaking Saturday, they can be like, I hate cops, I hate cops. They come out, some story comes out on Sunday, oh, a black person was wrongfully killed by an officer. They will get their blue shirt, their blue pants, their blue underwear, okay, that's all tattered up. They will get their blue teeth and everything and go black the blue. Oh, I love officers. We got to protect the officers. Okay, they're under attack. That's what they do. The only time they're pro-police is when it happens to deal with Black Death. Damn. This man, the President of the United States, not only calls himself a fan of this individual, but then goes on to vilify the officer, talking about it was a disgrace, saying that, oh, she was innocent. This is something unbeknownst to me, bro. This is a superpower we don't have. We don't have the superpower.
Hey, Simply Sugar here, bringing you a story I never thought I would hear. I never expected this. Another first-time thing. So Trump is talking about reparations or compensation for a group of people. Who do you think that is? What's the first thing that comes to your mind? Hold, please. That's right. He wants to compensate the January 6 criminals. As if pardoning them wasn't enough. He's talking about financial compensation for all the hardship they have been through storming the Capitol, abusing and killing police officers or Capitol police officers. How does it feel? How does this feel? I can tell you how it makes me feel. For all those Blue Lives Matter people. Blue Lives Matter. What do you guys think about this? Let me know your thoughts.
Trump has suggested that he may support reparations for those involved in the Jan 6 Capitol riot. And no, I'm being serious. I had to take my bonnet off for this, so let's continue. Many of whom Trump pardoned after starting his second term. During a Newsmax interview, Trump called the rioters patriots and claimed that they were being treated unfairly. Trump pardoned roughly 1,500 people tied to the Capitol attack shortly after his recent inauguration, but the riot erupted as Congress certified Joe Biden's 2020 election win, which Trump says was stolen. We know it wasn't. His supporters stormed the Capitol after Trump urged them to protest the election results. They threatened Mike Pence, and they also targeted other lawmakers certifying Biden's election victory. This riot led to violence and chaos in the Capitol. During the interview, host Greg Kelly mentioned a lawsuit by the family of Ashley Babbitt, a rioter who was killed by police during the attack. Kelly questioned why the Justice Department hadn't settled the case. Well, Trump said he would review it, calling Babbitt a really good person. When asked about compensation for other rioters who lost income or opportunities because they were in the clank, Trump said discussions were in the works, claiming many in the government support the idea.
Oh, did you hear? Donald Trump is giving reparations. Oh, you thought I was talking about you black? Oh, no, I'm talking about the January 6 rioters. He said that they should be compensated because they were treated unfairly. You're black. You voted for Trump because you were mad at Kamala for not supporting reparations. And you said Joe Biden didn't go far enough. I wonder what you think about this one. Or I even remember some of my white friends saying, I don't want to pay taxes for something I ain't do. Now, imagine paying taxes for not running up in the Capitol. 80,000 people did been fired from the VA. The USDA just came out today and said that $500 million has been halted from food banks because the Trump administration did a $1 billion cut to the Department of Agriculture. But these people deserve compensation. I'm not even going to get into the whole, slavery thing. That's insane. Police officers died after that in relation to that day. But the people who caused the pain deserves the compensation. That is Donald Trump's America.
Trump just stated that the government is considering giving reparations to January 6 rioters for the time that they spent in jail for the lost opportunities that they had.
I know he's trying to do something to piss off black people, okay? Because how many years black Americans were fighting for reparations? He turned around and said reparations don't belong to us, it belongs to the other side of the team. Okay, based on his words, said it on the speech, on the platform. You can look it up. He turns around, give not only them pardons, and remind you there's people in jail that's doing crimes that's less than what they're doing, and even crimes that they didn't do, okay? And then turn around, want to give them, release them out of jail, even though some of them have got reinstated back into jail. And now he wants to give them compensation for the people who were the rioters in January 6th. So because they did what he told them to do, they got convicted. He released them out with full pardons, but he wants to compensate them with our taxpaying money. It's not coming out of his pocket, it's coming out of our pocket. And this is something that his organization wants to do. Meanwhile, you have a Secretary of Defense alongside with 18 people that was in that chat room. And I bet you it was the people that was in his whole entire cabinet. Alongside with the CIA, the FBI, the same ones that talk about, oh, we're going to stop terrorism and people terrorizing him and blah, blah, blah. All was in the chat, including the vice president. And they were telling classified stuff and all kinds of things. And the one in the intelligence who's a compulsive liar. And meanwhile, saying all these things, what you're going to do to terrorize other countries. And making the world look at everything that everybody said about America to be proven based on a chat. Making negotiation things to destroy someone. All because you guys are looking for liquid gold. Okay? It has nothing to do with the leadership and how the way they deal in their people, them and everything. So you can get liquid gold and want to basically build franchises of rich people that's United States billionaires to give them more money. Okay. This is coming out of his mouth. He was talking to the reporter from CNN. He said that he wants to turn around and compensate them because things are not doing so good for them. They can't get a job, this and blah, blah, blah. Because they're criminals. Like you, okay? But you guys are sitting there talking about Jasmine Crockett insulting a governor who never truly compensate for people who are veterans, disabled, elderly, and always sitting there eating out the pockets of the people them and causing ways to be a supporter for him plus rich people because he wants to be rich too. So, pick and choose your battles, okay? But he's doing a great job, isn't he? He's doing fantastic. Slapping the faces to other people that work extremely hard. You want, because you're low class, so you want to fit the description of supporting people that's lower class than you, to let people to know that I'm going to build them because I'm not going to make them be in the level. Okay? So why don't you just take everybody out of prison? Open up the prison doors and take everybody out of prison, okay? And compensate them. And let them just terrorize everybody. You might as well do that because it makes no sense. You compensating people that went and riot and stormed the building, did juvenile delinquents and destructive stuff, harm and did detrimental to people. But the people in the law enforcement that's there in Washington, D.C., how value he treats you guys, the ones that actually work, follow protocol. Because that day I heard that multiple people got hurt, they got injured, they were hospitalized. I think some people had died too. And then meanwhile, he wants to give them compensation. Why don't you give them a job? Because you have your panel of people, they're criminals too. They're sex offenders, probably taking substance abuse. So you might as well give them a job. What's next? Like I said, he does not take things seriously. He likes to do things to put into people's face. And then meanwhile, he doesn't justify what the secretary and the rest of them had done. Okay? And I think he maliciously wanted this situation to happen. No, for real. To me, he don't look at the fact that this government is a laughingstock because of him. But now he wants to compensate, not with our taxpaying money. Okay? No. Not with our taxpaying money. Then we're going to have to stop paying taxes if you keep on doing ridiculous stuff like this. Not with our taxpaying money.
Marjorie Taylor Greene, you gonna tell a reporter to go back to their country? Like, where does that make sense at? Like, unless you're a Native American, you shouldn't be fixing your mouth to tell anybody to go back to their country. Like, what you mean? Like, Ancestry.com. All your natives, all your bloodline is from Europe. You feel me? Like, so, like, literally, the term Americans are just Europeans. Y'all just came here. Like, yeah. Slaughtered all the natives and tried to claim it. When y'all ain't slaughter all of them, y'all just slaughtered a little piece of them in North America and tried to make rules in D.C. Why y'all think D.C. is the planet? Like, yeah. Why y'all think D.C. is where it is? Yeah, that's where they started the fuckery at, the BS. End of day, you was once a migrant who just claimed a certain small area and just ran with it. And still to this day are running with fake news. And y'all be saying I put out fake news. The biggest lie in history was from the
Day 65 of Making America Great Again. It's going to be quick and it's going to be short because y'all don't really know me out there. But if you did, I'm the type of person that, oh, hey, let's go for a walk on day 1 post-op. Let's go for a longer walk on day 2. On day 3, let's go for 2 miles. Yeah, today I did too much. So I just want to get in the bed. But here's some headlines. Trump said he would love it and he would be honored, that these are love it and honored to have NPR and PBS lose their funding. Honestly, at this point, I think that this administration, after taking down the education, the DOE, they just really want everyone to be ignorant. Because what did NPR or PBS ever do to warrant their funding being taken from them? We're talking about NPR and PBS, the home of Sesame Street. Like, I don't know. The Republicans are losing their minds because Representative Jasmine Crockett from Texas, called the governor of my state Hot Wheels. Is rich coming from the Republicans. The MAGA cult, Trump mocking reporters, calls women stupid. He is a vile human. That every chance he gets, he says something vile and demeaning about somebody. But, okay, sure, be mad at Jasmine. Mike Johnson, the professional ass kisser to Trump, in a press conference, basically said that, you know what? We can eliminate the federal jurisdiction. We can eliminate federal judges. We have the power to do so. Why did he say this? He said this because basically he's mad and Trump's mad and they're all throwing a little hissy fit because they can't break the law. They can't break the law. Federal judges are doing their jobs and calling out Trump for his nonsense, for his illegal nonsense. So instead of doing it the legal way, they're just threatening courts, federal courts, that they can eliminate them. Do what I say or I will eliminate you. We will eliminate you. Where are the people who supposedly stand up and supposedly claim that they are for the Constitution? Remember, we're patriots. That's all Republicans talk about. We're patriots. We believe in the Constitution. We believe in law and order. Where are the people at who... I knew it. Like, I knew that after Trump's first presidency, that this second presidency was going to be even worse. Now he has more of a, oh, I won by all this. You didn't. You didn't. Where are the checks and balances? I don't understand. I don't understand. Also, Trump today in a press conference, he also suggested that there should be reparations. I'm sorry. He suggested that there should be reparations for the January 6th rioters. Reparations for the January 6th rioters. Remember when Kamala Harris was getting all that heat from black voters because she said that she wasn't going to do reparations? You remember that? Okay, cool. So I wonder how those same people feel because they said they weren't voting for her because of that. I wonder how those same people feel knowing that Trump just suggested that the people who stormed the Capitol, broke windows, tore government paper. I think even one pooped on the desk. I wonder how they feel that he's suggesting that these people get reparations. Where are the black Trump supporters? Yes, step forward. Step forward. Yeah. That's crazy. That's crazy. Also, what I find even more crazier today is the absolute spin that the White House and that the Republicans are doing about this national security breach of the chat. of the chat. They're basically just blaming the reporter. How do you get blamed for doing nothing? He was invited to a group text message. Okay? He was invited to the group text message and he joined. Why are we blaming him? Why are we calling him a loser and stupid and he's the mole. Like, what? He's not the mole. He didn't just pop in there. Y'all invited him. What we better be thankful for is that, he said something, because he could have just sat in that chat the entire time, getting all the secrets. What does it also say that the White House was like, I don't know nothing about it? But are we surprised? Are we? Because this administration has definitely put every single person in place that absolutely is garbage and don't belong there. So, are we surprised when people who don't have the experience and knowledge and resume to be where they are makes the stupid mistake of being unexperienced and not suited for the job? Yeah. Well, that's all I got for tonight. I have post-op tomorrow. And yeah, day 65. Making America Great Again. Chat Scandal Edition. And reparations for January 6 rioters. You can't make this up. We'll see what happens tomorrow.
Yo, what's up, everybody? Check out this video.
No, but I took care of them. I said I was going to, and I did.
Is there any talk of, because they lost opportunity, they lost income, any kind of compensation fund?
Well, there's talk about that. We have a lot of people talk about it. A lot of the people that are in government now talk about it because a lot of the people in government really like that group of people. They were patriots as far as I was concerned. I talk about them a lot. They were treated very unfairly. You know, the thing they show is they show a group of 1,000, whatever.
Now, Trump would go on to talk about crowd size this and crowd size that. You know, he's a narcissist. But deep down, what he's getting at, what they are discussing is this. They are discussing reparations for the January 6th defendants. You heard me correctly. They are discussing reparations for the January 6th defendants. Now, if they go through with this, if they actually spend taxpayer dollars for reparations for these criminals, this will be my villain origin story. Like straight up. They will turn me into that radical leftist nut job that they think we all are anyways, right? These folks assaulted the Capitol. These folks assaulted police officers. These folks wanted to prevent the peaceful transfer of power. And we can talk about due process and how our system of crime and punishment is fucked up. We can talk about that. There were some folks from January 6th who were in prison for years without seeing a judge, without having a hearing. And they are right to complain about that. But that's our system. That's not unique to them. Some of us care about other defendants who've been locked up for years without seeing a judge. That was literally the point of the cashless bail proposals. That was the point of criminal justice reform. And every time a Democratic city or a progressive DA wanted to reform the system so folks were not locked up for years without seeing a judge, they were called woke. They were called soft on crime. They were called bad for safety. But now when it comes to these MAGA folk, they're just helpless victims. It's so unfair to them. In fact, we need to pay them reparations. Not to mention the bigger context in which we're cutting everything from education to cancer research to VA jobs to save money. Because we need to save money. But we're going to spend money on reparations for the folks who stormed the Capitol on January 6th. Again, if they do this, all bets are off, man. the rule of law in America is dead. It's dead. I don't know if it's coming back. Anyways, just my 2 cents.
So I was watching CNN, and they were having a round table, basically about reparations. And now it's just getting sad, really, because it's like, it's so obvious that they're trying to get us out in the streets. And I guess they figured, oh, let's say something about reparations, because black people talk about that. So, you know, throw that out there and think that's going to get us angry, and we're going to be out in the streets. And could they come up with something a little more innovative? I mean, this is starting to get sad. It's actually getting embarrassing. Like for real, dude. But anyways, we know our assignment. And so we're going to continue to do what we're doing. With that said, everyone.
This is all I got from this video, and I don't know how I feel at this moment, but I know that these people are up to something, and I am going to ask this with my whole heart. Where are Black Trump supporters? I hope you all are doing great. I hope you all are happy. I hope you all are happy with what you voted for. I hope you are happy with the results you are seeing. And I am going to say this. My people are also seeing this particular one out. If you like, give them reparations. But one thing I know is that in the end, Black people deserve their reparations, because if you wake up and say that Black people do not deserve their reparations, you are also part of the problem. Some people are going to ask, what do you mean by reparations? Reparations means to fix. It's actually a French word which means to fix, to repair all the damages that has been done to people that look like me. Really, sometimes when I remember the kind of place my people found themselves, all I do is I just want to, cry my eyes out. But crying will never solve anything, And tell me how these people have been poking people that look like me since they started office. They started office in January, and this is March. 2 months and a couple of days, right? But since the beginning till this very much, 2 months. I can count how many videos that I have posted here that they are looking for a way to get my own people out on the street to enact martial law. Man, this is really, it's overwhelming majority of the times when I come out every day here to talk about some certain things, and all I am seeing is the kind of negative energy going towards people that look like me. It is consuming. You all might not understand it, but it is. If I feel this way, I don't know how you people wake up every day looking really very strong and doing your thing, because this is just they are out of order. And I am going to say this to all the white people, to the Cubans, to the Latin, all of you Asians, all of you that voted the way you voted. I hope you all are hitting the road. I hope you all are hitting the street to do what you are supposed to do, because you all are not being nice. You all are not okay. You all are not good people. Because if you all are good people, you all would have seen all this, because it was obvious, it was glaring, there was nothing hidden. You all would have seen it coming and do the right thing. But no, you all want to align yourselves with. And you all are experiencing the hotness of this regime. And then you all will still have time or the energy to come out to tell us that Black people should come and help you for what? What are they helping you with? How many times have you helped them? How many times have I, with all these laws they've been policies they've been putting out and looking for a way to get people? How many times have I seen you people out looking for at least a way to talk on our behalf, Black people's behalf, right? I don't get to say things like that. But you all want to keep leeching. All you want to do is take without giving out. Who does that? When you keep taking one day, the person will get, no matter how kind, no matter how great that person is, the person will eventually get tired and tell you, I am not doing anymore. And Black people has gotten to that stage. That is the reason why they said, we are not coming out anymore. Go and do you. When they said go and do you, the government is still not happy. They are not happy that you all are standing on it. You have a stand. Now they are chasing Jasmine Crockett. And let me tell you, before I don't think humanity for me, I don't know. It just take how many people, maybe 5 or 6 person. I mean, that can tell you, I can tell you that like, you know, they can sympathize, but the rest are just gone. Because if you see the kind of comments, I see people that look like this drop on posts about Jasmine Crockett. It's really not good at all. And I am so happy that you probably will never get to see those comments because they are very demoralizing. And the worst part is that the people that post that kind of video, that make the post are people that look like me. And then when you go under the post, you see the other people that they tap dance for. Continue to tap dance. Mr. Coon. Continue to coon. Because it is already in your destiny and your DNA to continue to coon. Rocket Raccoon. Black people are still going to sit this out for reparation. See, I don't know how to say this, but I am not going to lie to you. If you think that I do not want this, pay them their reparations. Pay them their reparations. Bye for now.